With that down, let's move on to main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets sent in to us by Steve Calderon, who writes, I really loved Ford v Ferrari last year. It's one of my favorite movies of 2019. I'm happy it got a Best Picture nomination. Me too. I love that movie. What do you think of Matt Damon and director James Mangold teaming up again for the crime drama The Force at 20th Century Studios? Could this be a future Oscar contender? All right, thanks a lot for that. Now, of course, James Mangold, who is on a streak. He did Logan, which I thought was the best film of the year a couple of years ago. He did Ford v Ferrari, which is obviously nominated for Best Picture this year. And we announced like over a year ago that he was working on an adaptation of the novel The Force. And now it's been announced that Matt Damon, who just worked with him on Ford v Ferrari, is going to be joining him on that. For those of you who don't know anything about The Force, here's what it is. No, it's not a Star Wars movie. Matt Damon is attached to play Denny Malone, a New York Police Department detective who runs an elite crime fighting squad, but bends the law so often that he loses the line between good and evil and becomes ensnared in a pending corruption scandal. To stop the city's long simmering racial tensions from exploding, he must reconcile the idealistic guardian he still views himself to be with the corrupt cop that he has become. He's under siege from all sides. Harlem drug gangs, the mob he's in bed with, the brother cops he's about to destroy, the mayor's office who fears what he knows, who he can implicate, the federal investigators who want to put him behind bars. So it sounds to me like one of these really sharp, gritty kind of cop dramas. And I'll tell you what, the gritty cop drama is something that used to be around a lot. And quite frankly, something we haven't seen a whole ton of a lot in the last number of years. Look, one of my all-time favorite movies is this gritty Asian cop film called Infernal Affairs, which was the basis of what Marty Scorsese then used to make his movie The Departed. The Departed is actually a remake of Infernal Affairs. And The Force kind of sounds a little bit like a callback to something like that. And if you're going to compare it to television, it almost kind of sounds like, guys, a comparison to that TV show The Shield, which has been off air for a long time now. But it kind of got a little bit of the Shield feel to it, which is nothing but good news to me because I love shows like that, The Wire, all that kind of stuff. So look, if you're just going to look at the black and white facts of this, James Mangold directing on the role that he's on. Matt Damon, just being Matt Damon, having just worked with James Mangold in a movie that's nominated for Best Picture, and this sort of source material, this sounds like nothing but good news to me. And yeah, it could theoretically be an Oscar contender, but then again, the next SpongeBob movie could theoretically be an Oscar contender, I suppose. But I mean, this thing seems like it's got a pretty good chance. Aaron, you heard about this. You see who's attached to it. Where's your enthusiasm level for a project like this?
First of all, I am not ready to start talking about Oscar contenders for 2020. Can we please just get through this award season? We're almost there. We're so close. I don't want to start talking about that yet. Let's just enjoy a movie for the sake of enjoying a movie. My first impulse about this, I feel about cop movies the same way that I feel about war movies. And I'm like, we've seen them all 1,000 times. It's essentially the same white guy. He's like got this issue, and oh my god, and they're all crooked. It's the same thing. But I was proven wrong about my feelings on war movies with 1917. So I have realized that I should stop jumping to conclusions and painting every movie with the same brush. So I'm going to give this a chance. I was a little concerned when I saw that the first draft was written by David Mamet and that it was then rewritten by someone else, because I was like, who rewrites David Mamet? But then I saw that the rewrite
I'm glad you said, because I thought you were trying to say that you were concerned that Mamet wrote it. Like, what's wrong with Mamet writing it?
No, he wrote the first draft, and I was like, yes, first draft, done. David Mamet, it's not going to get any better than that. And then I was like, Scott Frank, who's that? And I looked him up, and I went, oh, yes, Scott Frank definitely is someone that he can do whatever he wants. He is, as you were mentioning, has written some incredible projects. And also, I am doing Masterclass right now. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this app Masterclass, but you can just look it up. And the Jodie Foster Masterclass, Scott Frank actually is her writer guest on the show. So if you want to learn more about Scott Frank, I suggest Jodie Foster's Masterclass. So given that, I'm really excited about this. I love the pairing of Matt Damon and James Mangold. Clearly, when you have a winning combination, you keep with it. In the same way that Robert De Niro and Scorsese continue to work together. I love that pairing, and I'm excited to just watch the movie without any pretense of Oscar anything.
What do you think about all this, Chris?
Well, I mean, the question is, does this seem like something that's going to have Oscar buzz? Yeah, it's a paint by numbers of Oscar buzz right now, Mangold, star power with Damon, this storyline. It's all going to come down to execution, which, so far we know that all of these different counterpoints can deliver on that thing. So we've got all these different working parts. We should have a really great piece there. That being said, we can't really talk about a movie's worth until we see the movie. So hopefully everything comes together, and James Mangold, I mean, as of right now, has done nothing wrong ever and can do whatever he wants for the rest of his life because Logan was perfect. Gosh, that movie was robbed. Oh, it makes me so mad every time I think about it. But we really can't, speculate on a movie until there's a movie.
All right, guys, question is, what do you think about the sounds of the Force? That from the synopsis of it, we got James Mangold attached, Matt Damon attached. Maybe you think it does sound like another paint by numbers cop thing. Maybe like me, you feel like it's a little bit exciting. How are you feeling about it? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right.